Hmm. Of course. Of course I get greeted by Lost Meme. That's what I get for liking this meme so much. I'll wait for the people to come and then I'll start. Tell me if the sound is okay. If you hear me well, we'll go from there. And if the music is too loud, also tell me. I need to know. Music's too loud? Okay, drop it. Drop it just a bit. Ooh, not that much. Can I... Wow, there's no 2 degrees. Ugh. What do I do? Oh. Okay, perfect. Alright then. Try to see and wait if anyone else come over, and then we'll start it. Oops, it seems my Facebook's open. That's not what I want. Oopsies. Just come here, you. Let's wait till 45. What's up, Juice? How you doing? It won't be too long and I'll start at 45. Alright, so to explain what I'll do is that I'm gonna take a set and it's gonna be this one. It's gonna be Satan versus Trumbert. I didn't choose this set for a specific reason. I thought it would be a good set to check out, and I'll try to highlight when the neutral starts, when both players they are not necessarily in a disadvantage or an advantage. And I'll try to show you what I mean by that. And once it's gonna start, I'll try to classify everything that happens so it makes sense for you, so you can get when you are into a state and when you are not, and what you should what you should be supposed to do. So let's start it out. Alright. So the most important part about neutral is that, like I said, you have to be aware that it is a position where none of the player has an advantage over the other, which means that you have all your options available. So right now, just there, both the characters, they start in neutral. They start at a neutral stance. Both of them are on the platform. Trumbert starting on the left and Satan starting on the right platform, and they are not applying pressure to each other, which means that you can do everything you want to the limit of your character, right? So they are gonna move around, they are gonna try to see what the other is doing, and then someone's gonna get a hit at some point. It's bound to be. And that's winning neutral. When someone gets a hit on the other, he is winning neutral. And that's what a good player does, is just so good at winning the neutral over and over that he ends up being the victor in the game. So the main focus as a player, the first thing you have to look is how to improve your neutral. This is the basis of the game. If you don't win neutral, you don't win games. That's it. So you have to understand this very well, and you have to understand that. So you are looking to reset neutral. This is another important part, is that when you lose neutral, you are being put in what we call the disadvantage state. The disadvantage state is where you are limited in your options because you are sent away, you are sent flying, you are put in a position you don't like, and that's disadvantage. Once you're in disadvantage, your goal is to reset neutral. You have to find back your footing because the other is applying pressure on you. And on the other way around, if you are winning neutral, you are in the advantage state. The advantage state is the state where you want to be in. It's the state where you get the damage, where you get the stocks, where you get the lead. And you have to understand that when you are in this part, there's no slowing down. You apply the pressure smartly and efficiently. So just to show you what I mean, we're gonna look the match and just see what happens. Alright, so here we go. Gets a hit there, but it resets neutral instantly. So it was a hit. Alright. Just press the up air, pushes him away, and then back to neutral. There's nothing happening there. Stormbird did not lose his options. It got hit, it got percent on him. Satan won neutral, but Stormbird is not in disadvantage just yet. So he can dash back and reset neutral. A bad option there would have been... Okay. A bad option there, after the up air, would have been to dash back to the Ganon. This is a mistake that a lot of players does. When they get hit, they kind of panic and they want to hit the other back because they say, okay, well, I got hit, so I want to hit you back so it evens out. But you don't do that. What Stormbird does, he realizes he got hit, and instead of dashing back in onto Ganon, he dashes back. And that's what we call reset neutral. This is what you want to do. You want to go back into the position where you have all your options, right? I'm not saying that you never have to go back and hit your opponent. It may work, but the success rate is so low that you're better off just resetting neutral. And having confidence in your neutral is what makes you a good player. So he's gonna reset neutral, dash back, and now he's cornered, but it's fine because he has all his options available. Alright, here we go. So now Stormbird wins neutral. He hits Ganon. Ganon's gonna be sent flying, and Stormbird's gonna carry percent. Here we go. This is what I mean by not resetting neutral. He gets hit. He gets put in a disadvantage state, so he's forced to tech. Alright? His options are limited. He's forced to tech. He can't do anything more than tech. He had to tech, so he techs in. Stormbird realizes, he stops. Keeps his advantage set going. He jumps in, tries to get a bait in, and Satan pushes a button in disadvantage. So I'm not sure if Stormbird's gonna take account of it and punish it, but it's good pressure for Stormbird because he's not committing as of yet. He didn't do anything, so he's gonna see that, try apply pressure, but it's fine. And Satan is still in disadvantage state because now is put in the air. When you're in the air, you cannot shield and you cannot do your ground moves, which means you are limited in your options, and that's what a disadvantage state is. When your opponent has all the options and when you are limited in yours, that's what disadvantage is. So Satan's gonna try to find a way to land. Stormbird misses the punish, and now it should be back to neutral because now everyone has his options. And yeah, that's it. So it's back to neutral. Stormbird tried to apply 2 times pressure, missed both of them, but he didn't commit. So it was safe overall because he was in advantage state. Satan had to take defensive maneuver to try and get away. And now we're back to neutral. This is what Satan did well there. He realized that, okay, I'm not supposed to force anything there. I'm just going to go away and reset the neutral. And I'm going to say reset neutral a lot just so you see how important that is, how good that is. Because this is the main mistake newer player does. They don't focus on resetting the neutral. Alright. So now that's happening. Alright, he gets another hit, but I'm gonna focus on the other part of the neutral. What you're supposed to do in neutral. How do you win neutral? And that's important to know, because okay, you go back in neutral, but what do I do? This is kind of hard because neutral is so complex. But I can give you some guidelines to get better at neutral. So yeah, when you put in neutral, the main thing that you have to look for is your opponent's character. And that's a mistake that a lot of newer players does, is that they get so focused on looking at their own character, they want to see what they do. But what you're doing is not dangerous. What you're doing, you're supposed to be in control of what you do. You have to look at what your opponent is doing. And it seems so intuitive, but I know for a fact that it's a mistake that a lot of players does. They look at their character and they want to make sure they do everything right. But you have to stay focused on what your opponent does and what he's doing. So, the things that you may look for are movement. What are the buttons he presses? Is he jumping? Is he attacking? Is he retreating? Is he shielding? Is he spot dodging? Is he rolling? You have to look for those. You have to realize, okay, well, he's always pressing jab. What can I do against jab? And you have to memorize them, just counting them. Like, if you see them shielding, you can just count the shields. Like, okay, it's been shielding once. Okay, it's been shielding twice. Okay, so he's really getting into shielding. And you keep that in mind so you can use it later. You have also to be aware of what the messages the opponent is sending you. I'll try to find an example. Alright. Okay, that's a good one. Perfect. So Stromberg gets put in the corner. And he's kind of stuck, okay? He's not in a good spot. He cannot run away. He's stuck in the corner. He has to do something. So, look at Stromberg's doing. He's full hopping, right? And Satan realizes that's the message Stromberg is sending him. He didn't hesitate. He puts Stromberg in the corner. Stromberg is jumping. Once Satan realizes, he says, okay, so you're jumping. Well, alright. Well, I'll cover the jump. And just jumps in and gets the jump. And that's what we call a read. Like, read is not fully charging an F smash and hope someone gets into it. A read, that's what a read is. And that's what you have to do in neutral. You have to scout what your opponent is thinking, what your opponent is doing at that very moment. So, yeah, and another thing that Satan did super well there is that he used the position of Stromberg against him. He realized Stromberg cannot run away. There's no way he can just run away. There's no stage left. He can technically go off stage, but that's very unlikely because when you put off stage, you may die. You don't want to go there. So he used that against Stromberg and gets a full up nair and punish him hard. Get him hit super hard. And that was a good read. So yeah, keeps going. Oh yeah, another way to send messages. Okay, so just look at how Stromberg is recovering there. Uses the side B. It really does look like Stromberg is going on stage, right? It really does look like it. If I was Satan, I would have tried to cover the side B back on stage. But Stromberg jumps and fake out that he's going in. That's what using your messages you send to your opponent to your advantage is sending a message to Satan. He says, I'm trying to recover. Satan's like, okay, alright. Well, I'll cover your recovery then. But Stromberg backs out while Satan tries to cover it. So Stromberg sent a message to Satan but used it against him this time. And that's important to understand, that you have to send messages to your opponent to make him think that you're doing something while you're actually not doing it. So he's just gonna drop to the ledge, and Satan's gonna commit to an F smash and gonna get hit by the get up attack. And I think it should be back to neutral. Yeah. So reset neutral. Satan is running in. He doesn't want to play neutral because he knows that if he hits Trumbert there, it's gonna be a good advantage state for him. But yeah, basically it should be back to neutral. They should be looking at each other and trying to scout for what they're doing. So yeah. Alright, hits him, stuck in the corner. Trumbert challenges Satan back. Gets a hit. So Satan presses advantage state, try to get an up tilt there. He gets it back. Now it's Trumbert's turn to play the advantage state. He hit Satan hard enough from the ledge, even though he was in a disadvantage state. He hit Satan hard enough so he could play his advantage state now. It's kind of a reversal. Advantage state and disadvantage state can switch super quickly in one hit. And that's what happened there. So Stormbird's gonna apply the pressure. And he may get a Gimp. Yes, he does. Okay. Okay, so Stormbird goes off stage. Advantage state for Satan. Gets a hit. Alright. Still advantage state for Satan, even though he got hit. He's still in. Alright. Oh, misses that. And now, switch back to Stormbird. Stormbird is in advantage state now. So he's going to decide the pace. He's trying to apply it super well. He realizes, okay, Satan is super far off stage. So I'm just going to go in and press on my advantage state. Alright, good tech. That's nice. Oh, okay, no double. Overcommitted it seems. I think the idea was good. But the reward was good. If he got the hit there, the lead would have gone so well for Stormbird. So like the risk reward was good. But that's another story. Yeah. Another thing that you should be doing in advantage state. Okay. Okay. Oh shit. Oh damn. Okay. We'll try to wait and see when the neutral resets, because now they're just trading advantage state over and over. Alright. Okay, so nope. Still not. Just pressing on. Stormbird is relentless. He's a good player. Okay, stuck to ledge. Okay, so it should be back to neutral now. So another thing that you should be doing in neutral is not throwing hitboxes too much. That's another mistake that I see player does, is that they're so focused on playing their own game that they are trying to press something. They're always going to get in. They're always going to try to do their best move. Like, for example, a good example in Ultimate is Inklings. Inkling players, they love to press the roller. They love that because they know if they get hit, if they get the roller hit, they're gonna get a good combo. They can even kill with it. But if you press it too many times, it becomes predictable, easy to read, because you're sending so many messages over and over to your opponent, and you're not changing the message. Your opponent's just gonna adapt and use it against you. So it's really good to realize that your button presses are also messages. So the less you press buttons, the more ambiguous you are. The more difficult it is for the opponent to read you. You have to use that against your opponent. So when neutral is playing, the only moves that you should be doing are those that are quick and that don't have much lag. If they don't have much lag, you can cancel them and reset neutral instantly. You're not committing. So try to do things like jabs. Try to do things like safe aerials, retreating aerials. Try to do short ups empty short ups. Try to do dash backs. Try to do safe stuff. Things that won't put you in a bad spot if you miss them. Like, you're gonna see a lot of top players. For example, let's say Pikachu. You may see Pikachu use Thunder Jolts as a neutral tool. They're gonna throw them because it's not really committal. If they throw the Thunder Jolts, it's good percent, and they're not committing really. They're just throwing hitboxes against the opponent, and they're not really in a bad spot. Another thing they might do are down tilts. Down tilts is super quick. It has a decent range, and it has no lag. So if you put it out, it's really hard for your opponent to just hit you for it. So if you start down tilting over and over, you're sending a message that you're covering this area. Like, for example, if Strumbert was okay, let's say Strumbert is a Pikachu player right now. It's a Pikachu. Forget that it's Ludwig. It's Pikachu. And he start down tilting, right? The whole area in front of him is not somewhere you want to go. And Strumbert would be using that message to you to tell you you can't go there. Or if you want to go there, you have to shield. Because there's a net box that is resetting over and over. And it's dangerous. So you're sending the message to your opponent that this area is covered. So what they might do against that is jump above it. Or dash shield. Or try to dash attack you because they want to pierce that super annoying move. So it's again a story of sending messages to your opponent, just down tilting over and over. That's a thing that you can do in neutral. Another player that used to do that in Smash 4 was Venom. Venom, if you would look his Ryu, what he would do sometimes is just dash in a position and start machine gun up tilting like crazy. And there was no one near. There was no one near. It would never hit his opponent. But the pressure from that tool was so tremendous because if you go in that region, it would kill you. Up tilt would instantly kill you out of Shoryuken. So that whole area for a player, it was a red zone. It was a threat zone. You wouldn't go there. And that made people jump. That made people do super dumb stuff. And that made people actually get in it because they wanted to just make it stop. Yeah, so if you have a move that is super quick and is dangerous and that it makes the opponent think of how they need to approach, it's more than likely it's a good neutral tool. Like, for example, like I mentioned Pikachu Thunder Jolts. Pikachu Thunder Jolts are an insane neutral tool because they force the opponent to do something. They can't just shield it forever. So they have to do something. They have to jump above it. They have to get in. They have to either trade back at you, jump at you, run under you. It's so good. So that's what you're supposed to do in neutral. Find a tool that is quick, spammable, hard to punish, and usually you have a good neutral tool there. It's easy. Usually there are tilts, there are jabs, there are projectiles. Some people have smashes that are safe. They're more rare, but it does exist. So you have to find those tools that you have in your arsenal. Some of them are aerials, like Palutena, for example. She likes to do short up fair because they're safe on shield and it has a decent range. It's quick. Other characters have good back airs, like Donkey Kong, for example, where he's gonna like to do those back airs to wall you out and apply pressure and cover a big zone. They're not committing when they're doing it because it's just so hard to punish. So yeah, try to look into your character, try to find a tool that is spammable and use it in neutral. Use it to force an opening out of your opponent. Alright, Hits him? Okay. Good hit. Advantage straight for Satan. Starbird to the corner. Samus side B and down B works for pressure. Okay. My missiles are good if you have time to put it out. Down B less so, but okay. If you are playing Samus and you want to press missile, you have to be sure that you have enough time to put it out. The startup is pretty slow, but once it's out, it makes you win neutral because you can run behind your missile and then just see what your opponent does. I'd say the best neutral tool for Samus is F-Tilt because it has a tremendous... It's probably the best F-Tilt in the game. No joke. It's so good. F-Tilt, and I'd say, yeah. And Zair. Shut up, Zair. Those are the main neutral tool. You use missile when you have enough time to prepare it. Like you see your opponent is jumping and he's far away. You start the missile and you move it with your missile. You don't have to necessarily do something after the missile, but you can move with it and gain control with it. But you should be doing F-Tilt more than anything else. F-Tilt and Zair. That's your main neutral tools, usually. Alright, gets a grab, puts him away. So it's back to neutral. Stormbird has a Mecha Koopa. And that's a good neutral tool. Having an item in hand usually helps a darn lot. It basically... When you have an item in hand, you have a tremendous amount of range. Because when you throw the item, it's quick and it goes far. So you control a lot of space. And that's what we call the threat zone. Okay, so let's picture a big circle around Ludwig's. Okay, so let's picture the range where throwing the Mecha Koopa would end. This is how much range you can cover just with having an item in hand. So that it's a good neutral tool. Because if Satan presses something unsafe, you can just throw it out and punish Satan for it. And that's what he did. Okay. Exactly right there. Starbird picks it up. Satan throws a fair. And just throws it at it. That was unsafe. Stormbird had so much of a good neutral tool that he could win neutral with it easily. He's gonna apply the pressure. Alright. That was a weird pressure, but I'll explain it. So, what happened there is that Satan was put in disadvantage state. And Stormbird just dashed in and tried to apply pressure, but he realized that he couldn't get in as fast as he would want to. So he stops and shield. And Satan, he thinks that he has to do something because he's stuck in disadvantage and he wants to get out of there. He wants to reset a good state. He wants to go either in advantage state or go back in neutral state. So he presses down B to push Stormbird away. But the thing is, Stormbird uses that against Satan. He uses the pressure of being in disadvantage state against Satan and just holds shield until Satan puts an headbox out and then punish him. It's using the states to create an opening. Here we go. Misses the punish, but you get the idea. Like, there was something there. Definitely something could have happened. Okay. And that's another strength of resetting neutral. Right there. Stormbird, I don't think his first intention was necessarily to bait Satan in. I think his first goal there, he realized that he whiffed a move, and he was like, "Oh, damn, I'm in a bad spot. I don't have enough time to do something to apply more pressure, right? So I'll just dash back, dash away, and reset neutral. I'll just go back to a state where I can win fair and share." And Satan is still in his mindset where he has to hit Stromberg out. He wants to hit him, he wants to push him away. So what happens is that Stromberg is set to go back in neutral, so he dash away. Satan tries to side B. Stromberg just realizes, oh damn, he's getting into me, so I'll just start running more. I want to reset neutral, I don't want to get hit. But he's trying to apply pressure, damn. And there's a button press and he just punishes it. So that's the strength of resetting neutral. Because not only... Okay, so it's a win-win. It's a win-win. That's the thing. Well, it's kind of a win-win. If the other doesn't commit, you don't lose anything. And if the other commits, you win. If you do it right. If you mess up, you might get hit. Like, what if he miscalculated and he could have dashed out of the side B, but that wasn't the case. So, you have a very high success rate if you focus on resetting neutral when you're put in a bad spot. Because if the others doesn't commit, you go back in neutral, you don't lose anything. You don't win anything, but you don't lose anything. And if the other commits, you win. Because you try to reset neutral. Alright, good gimp. And that's gonna be a game. So let's move forward because I know this freaking game takes forever to ban. Okay, so another point I want to address is how do you devise a plan to get in? Like, okay, you scout that your opponent is moving in a certain way. You scout that the opponent is pressing a certain button. You realize that he's trying to get away, so you try to dash attack him to get him. Or you realize that he's been shielding for quite some time now. So what do you do against those things? Well, it's hard, but you have to adapt on the spot on those things. So if you realize that your opponent is shielding a lot, you have a couple answers to that. You can grab it. You can apply safe pressure on shield. You can roll in, maybe. It may work. You can just stay close and do nothing, but just watch what he does out of shield. But as long as you prepare a plan that is devised to beat something you scouted, you have a higher success rate than not doing it. For example, if someone is dash dancing a lot, and you spot his position, you have a lock on where they are, you realize, okay, he's been moving in this general area, I know he's been staying there for quite some time, and I don't think he's switching his pace. Well, it is good to throw maybe a dash attack in there, just to keep them in check. Just telling them, okay, well, you can move, but you gotta be careful, because I'm gonna hit you if you do. So, try to prepare a plan on something that you scouted. And it always changes throughout the game. Like something an opponent has been doing game 1, he might not do it anymore in game 3 if you've been punishing it. So you're in constant action of trying to scout what the opponent is doing and how he's moving and what button he presses. And you have to adapt that all over the set. And even sometimes it does happen. You see something in game 1 where the opponent, you saw a situation where he would press F smash. For some reason, at that position, when you did that, he tried to F smash. You didn't punish it, and you didn't do anything with it, but you remember that that happened. And then later in the set, that situation happens a second time. And because you've scouted that he F smashed at that position, you may use it later and kill them for it. Like, you recreate a position, something that already happened, and use that against your opponent. Like, there's players that does set long conditioning. That's called conditioning, by the way. Where what they do is that they're gonna let the opponent do something all set, and then when it matters, they're just gonna use it against them. Like, a good way to put it out is, what if my opponent is recovering, right? And you do a coverage where you cover something that would recover high. So you jump and try to cut someone that is recovering high, right? But they're recovering low. They're not actually hitting them, they're always recovering low. So what may happen is that they get comfortable at recovering low. You cover high, but you condition them at recovering low. And later in the set, when they're at kill percent, you go low. And then they just are comfortable of going low, and they're just like, okay, well, he's never been punishing me yet for going low. So you just go down there and punish them and kill them for it. And that's a part of scouting. That's how you do scouting. You look at your opponent, you look at what they press, how they move, where they are, and use that against them. And you try to see what the messages are that they are sending you. Alright, apply pressure. Stormbird in disadvantage state, tries to get out. A lot of pressure, gets out. Alright, Stormbird's turn. Use a fair. Another one. Puts him in the corner. And it should be back to neutral. Satan's trying to... Okay, yes, yet again, another... Instead of Stormbird resetting neutral, trying to reset neutral, and Satan getting punished for it. Okay? It's really important. Stormbird realized that this is not a good spot. Being put on a platform like that, it's super bad. Satan can throw aerials and Stormbird cannot really challenge whatever Satan does. So he goes away, jumps back, and he tries to just get out of there. He just wants to deal with this. He wants to reset a good state. And Satan, well, he wants to keep his advantage state going, so he overcommits while Stormbird resets neutral. And that's just going to be a punish. Alright. Stuck on the ledge. Gets the jump, that's good. Alright, Stormbird's still in a difficult position, trying to stabilize. But yet again, just a little bit trying to stabilize, but Satan overcommits with down B. And, oh well, puts him back in the position, but get the gist of it. Alright, good punish. Oh, what was that? What did he hit him with? I didn't get to see it. Was it down smash? Oh, what the? Okay. Alright. No, this is a bad spot. Double up here. Okay, so it's back to neutral. Satan tries to apply the pressure. Satan is the kind of player that really likes to get in, likes to put out those hitboxes in your face. And it's kind of threatening. Ganon is a big boy. He has big hitboxes. So it's scary. It's really scary. You have to be careful. And Stormbird has the kind of patience that really matches that. Back to neutral. So, right there, Satan, what I like about how he plays is that he's not throwing anything committal just yet. Like, right there, grabs the Mecha Koopa. Shut Up Nair. Shut Up Nair is a really good neutral tool. It's super safe, super hard to challenge. Has low hand lag. Shut Up Air. Shut Up Air has basically no lag. Right there. He does that, tries to cover the landing from Stormbird, but it does not commit because it has so little hand lag that it's a good move to throw out here and there, especially when someone is above you. And Stormbird has to respect it. He has to air dodge away, and now he's being put in a disadvantage state, right? Like, Satan did not get anything, but he won neutral because he put out an hitbox, and Stormbird was forced to get away. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, he didn't get a hit. Satan didn't get a hit. But just because he did a safe move, he sent a message to Stormbird. He said, this area is covered. If you go there, it's at your own risks. And Stormbird says, well, you're right. I'm not getting there. I'm just going to air dodge away. And if you want to get something, you have to get me over there. So here we go. Throws the Mecha Koopa there. Shut up here. Air dodge away. Yeah, those shut up air are super good. Holy moly. Like, what do you do against that? There's like, it covers so much and it's so hard to punish. It has no lag. Satan is doing a super good job with those right now. Alright. Jumps, try to get back. Whoa, that's cheesy. Oh wow, that's a good read. I love that. So that's maybe something that you realized. That's a read. That's a super good read. You realize that Stormbird likes to roll and just used it against him. That was good. That was super good. Alright. Down air. Misses the... Okay, so that was a good challenge. Like I said, you can challenge your opponent even if you are at disadvantage state. Like, what happens there is that Satan gets Stormbird in a super bad spot, right? And Stormbird has to land. He has to find a way to land. So, right there, when he's sent up there, he has a lot of options. Like, he can jump out, he can side B, he can air dodge, and he can do an hitbox. And all those mix up, Satan has to do something against it. He's in advantage state, so he has to do something to get a punish. So Stormbird lands into Satan. Satan is trying to think on what he has to do. He's not certain. He's like, okay. That's why he's not moving, by the way. He's thinking of what he's supposed to do. How do I punish Stormbird's disadvantage? So he's not moving because he's thinking. He wants to do something, but he's not sure yet what he's supposed to do. And when he decides, it's too late. Stormbird is already in. It's just like, it's just a matter of fact that Satan was caught in his thinking, and Stormbird used it against him. Oh my god, that didn't kill? Oh my god. Oh, good. Oh my god, that's a good game. Oh, did he kill himself? No, never mind. I want to take note here that Satan has caught on Stormbird jumping on the corner. It has been like so many times right now. Like he did it at least 5 times from when we began. And he's been using that super well. Super well. I love Ganon. He's a cool character. How are you playing against him? I think he's cool. I hate playing against Ganon because if you get hit, it hits so hard. It's hard to get a hit with Ganon because it's so slow. You're not allowed too many mistakes. Alright, starts neutral. Satan applying the pressure. Oh, that's bad. That's a problem with the juniors, the F smash, is that since it's a multi-hit, if it trades, it's not gonna work. But it's pretty cool. It's a good move, but if you don't get the sweet spot, it feels so bad because you're never gonna win the trade with that. Ooh. Oh, but he died. Oh my god, Ludwig's gonna make it back. Nerf this character is too good. Ah, Satan. Oh, damn it. Alright. Disadvantage shit for Satan. He's stuck in a bad spot. Apply pressure. And yeah. Okay. So right there, it's kind of a mistake from Satan. Like, okay, it's good. From there, it's safe. It's still good. It didn't do anything bad. Like, the down air could have been punished, but it wasn't. So, it's not too bad. But at this point, right there, reset neutral. Like, try to find a way to reset neutral. Don't try to get in at your opponent. Like, you're not really in a good spot right there. You're like kind of in a scramble where it's not really certain what's gonna work and what is not. You may try something. I'm not saying that you always have to reset the neutral, but for sure, pressing F smash there was super communal. And in a position where you could have dashed away, jumped back, or simply hold shield, or even try a neutral tool like something like F tilt or jab that is much safer than F smash. Yeah, it would have probably been a better choice because your success rate with F smash is super low. The opponent has so many answers there. He could have shielded, he could have dashed back, could have jumped, he could have rolled in. Like, the only thing that basically S smash would probably have beaten is either a move that has little range or a panic option, but Stormbird is too good for that. Right? Good fair to get him out. Down B pushes him away. Tries to apply his pressure, but now he's stuck in the corner, overcommitted, and he lost his advantage state and gave it to Storm. Okay. Right there. Good punish. But the fact that he went low and Stormbird recovered high, Satan was the one leading the pace there. He was in advantage state, but the fact that he made a wrong guess there puts him in disadvantage state, while as Stromberg is now the one leading the pace because he's back on stage and he has all his options, whereas Satan is limited in options because he's stuck on the ledge. Oh, and he has to SD because he knows he has no jump. Alright. Stromberg right now is in a bad spot. Whenever your opponent respawns, he has invincibility frames, and that's kind of a weird thing in Smash because you have to deal with an opponent that is completely invulnerable for every stock. So Satan respawns, and the fact that he's invincible forces Stromberg to jump in a position he doesn't want to be in. But it's like kind of the best choice because you can't challenge really someone that has invincibility, right? So you can't really play neutral against an opponent like that. Like, you can't do anything. You can't hit them. You can't grab them. You're just stuck. You have to wait for them for the invulnerability. That word. You know what I mean. It's hard to say. He has to run out. So Stromberg is buying the clock. And jumps on the platform to gain time. Jumps back. And he just wants to get away from his opponent because he knows that there's no way he can win neutral versus an opponent that is completely invulnerable. That's why he's jumping there. That's why he goes so far. And now it's back to be okay. And starts playing. You have to do that every start. Whenever your opponent is back on iframes, just stay away from it. Try to get out of it. Just get out. Don't try anything. Like, don't try to get on stage and do, I don't know, dashes and stuff. Take defensive maneuvers. Don't take any chances. Like, there's no way you're gonna hit him anyway. Alright. Oh, that's good. Oh my god. That's a super good side B. I love that one. He jumps high, sends him. Oh, that's so good. Okay, you know how I was saying about sending messages? This looks like Satan is landing with Aerial. Any time of the day, even a top player I feel like would have been caught by that. Like, this looks like Satan is just gonna fall with a 4 there, right? Like, he's been doing that all set. So Stromberg stays in shield. It's like, oh yeah, really? You're just gonna land with me in an aerial? And Satan goes in with a side B. That's super smart. And he won neutral because of that. Oh, tries to read, but he's gonna get punished. Such a good read to go down like that. Oh! I could have covered everything there. He kind of messed up. That down throw was super good. Like, the fact that he landed on the platform, he could have killed him there. But he jumped in a position where he could. It's just a bad play, but the position was so good. If he went, instead of going there, if he went under the platform and placed himself for a back air, he could have got a back air kill, I think. Alright. Right there. Satan. Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, it makes sense if you evade the get up attack. But I think if you were under him, you could have like missed the. You could have missed the get up attack and then you punish the get up attack. I think. Like, instead of jumping above, you go under and you react of what he does. And it would still evade the get up attack, I think. But anyway, in this spot, Satan has been catching the jump. So that's what I'm saying when there's conditioning going in game. Satan has been covering the jump quite a lot there. And he's been having a huge success at it, and he's like, okay, well, it's a good strategy. It's been working all games, so let's try it out again. And Stromberg's like, no, I'm not jumping. Not this time. You got me too many times with that, so I'm just gonna punish it. A little bit of conditioning there. Good get out. So now it should be back to neutral. Satan's having none of that. Tries to get in. Oh my god, that's so close. That time it works. Oh yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you see the opponents just recover, don't try to challenge it. They're just invincible. Just get away. Just don't try anything. It's just not gonna work anyway. Oh, good up air. I love that. That was super good movement from Satan. Like, he's jumping, gets above the projectile, gets above the other one, evades the hitbox, and gets the up air. That was super good movement. Like, that was... He was in neutral, he was forced to jump, but he won neutral because his movement was super stellar there. Stormbird hits him back. Keeps his advantage going. Nice neutral air. Oh, Dombey's gonna be punished. Oh, no. Try to apply pressure, but Stormbridge was just so good at it. Anyhow, I think I'm gonna stop there for now because I think I've explained everything I wanted to say. But if you have any questions, do go ahead right now. I'm gonna answer them as best as I can. Lucina is easy to pick up, and she's pretty good at it. The part about mashing buttons is half true and half right. It's true at lower level where people are not used to punish Lucina. What people will do is that they're gonna throw hitboxes, and since they are not really good at whiff punishing, it will seem like everything is safe and everything has range, so it's hard to beat. But in truth, the higher you go, the harder it is to mash button with Lucina, because every time you're gonna press an aerial, every time you're gonna press a tilt or a smash, except down tilt, you're gonna get punished for it. So the lower level you are, the truer it is, because you can just beat people up and they're not gonna react so well to the range and the power. But the higher you go, the less buttons that Lucina has to press, because good players, they're gonna wait for you to press something and then punish you. So in one sense it's true, because at certain level it's gonna happen, but it's wrong because that's not the right way to play her. But she's easy, so that's kind of true. It's not a problem. A lot of good characters are easy, and it's kind of a smart move to pick an easy character. If you're picking a hard character, you can pick an easy character on the side and just put it off. Any other questions? Well, doesn't seem like we're having any other questions, so I'm probably gonna end the stream right now, and I'm gonna put the video on YouTube, so if you want to check back. Oh, and also, I'm probably gonna make a notepad and send the notes of what we talk about today, so people can refer to them if they're not sure if what they're doing is right. So yeah, that's gonna be it for tonight, and thanks for everyone that came over. I'm not sure if it was a good episode. I know I stuttered quite a bit. It's the first time I do that, but I hope it was informative for you guys, and if you look forward to any new episodes, because I'm gonna talk about some other stuff in the future, do come over. I'll try to do them every Monday if I can, and thank you guys for coming. See you.